Hi everyone, it's Peter Schiff. It is July 5th, 2010. I hope everybody is enjoying the extended July 4th holiday weekend. You know, I've spent the entire weekend out on the campaign trail, and certainly no holiday more better encaptures the spirit of my campaign than Independence Day. You know, our forefathers fought for our independence. We now have to fight to restore it, not only to preserve it, because it's gone and it's being threatened to be eroded even further. We need to restore it. And you know, our founding fathers had to win their freedom and their independence at the point of a bayonet. Fortunately, we don't have to risk as much because we've done this to ourselves. We're not being oppressed by an English king. We're being oppressed by our own legislature, by our own president. And they serve at our pleasure. They serve with our consent, and it's about time that we withdrew it. You know, if the founding fathers were here today, they would be marching with us. I was at some Tea Party events. They would be right down there with us, except, you know, they'd probably have muskets in hand and would be ready to storm Washington. You know, we can't forget the freedoms that our founding fathers fought to win for us. You know, I really think that what we're doing now can maybe be described as another American Revolution. You know, our forefathers rebelled against King George because he put taxes on them that by today's standards were extremely mild. What we wouldn't give to go back to the days of the colonists and a tax on stamps or a tax on tea. You know, the rallying cry July 4th, 1776 was taxation without representation is tyranny. Well, I think we can all agree that excess taxation, even with representation, is just as tyrannical. Now, I wouldn't, be so bold as to claim that electing me to the United States Senate or even getting me the Republican nomination is going to be the first shot in this new American Revolution, but I think it's an important shot. I think it's one that can be heard, that can resonate loudly from coast to coast and can do a lot of damage to those that hold us captive. So hopefully people will be out there as you're out and about the remainder of the weekend. Certainly if you're here in the state of Connecticut, I try to let people know who I am and why I'm running and why it's so important that Republicans and everybody for that matter embrace my campaign, understand the principles upon which it is based. They are the principles upon which our nation was founded. And as we celebrate the birth of our nation, we have to preserve those principles because they are under attack every bit as much today as they were 200 and some odd years ago, even more so. And the fact that our enemies are from within and not from abroad doesn't make the fight any less worth waging. We have to do it, I think, all the more important. And the stakes are very high for us, for our children, for our way of life. And if you're not in the state of Connecticut, understand that Connecticut is doing this for the nation. It's important. My campaign is important to all Americans, no matter where they happen to reside. We need to take back this Congress. We need to take it back from the career politicians for the people so that we can start making decisions for the benefit of the economy and that respect the limited powers of our Constitution and the wisdom of the Founding Fathers for trying to chain up the government or bind the government in the chains of the Constitution. Unfortunately, the government has broken free of those chains, and I need to go back to Congress and make sure that we cage the beast once again. So do what we can, and I want to thank all of my supporters who are out there this weekend, who are braving the heat wave and not on the beaches, who are passing out flyers and literatures and helping to advance this cause. And for all of you around the country, do what you can. You know, go to the campaign website, SchiffForSenate.com. We have a brand new phone banking system. I think it's going to work a lot better than the old system. You're not going to have any problems with the number of calls you can make. So please come out there and phone bank for the campaign. Donate, SchiffForSenate.com. Thanks everybody that helped me the last day of the campaign when I issued the 2-for-1 Schiff challenge. I had to write a check for $75,000 that day. That means individuals donated half that much, and I think a few more donations came in after the midnight deadline. But, we're still not quite at the $3 million goal that I set before that. Maybe we can get to $3 million on the Schiff for Senate site by the end of this holiday weekend, Monday midnight. I'm not matching it, but I will be watching. I do have more resources at my disposal that I will commit if they're needed and if I think they'll make a difference. I can't buy this election on my own. I need to have support of ordinary Americans throughout the state of Connecticut and throughout the country. So if we all work together, I know that I can win. The country is worth fighting for. Let's make our founding fathers proud that they created a republic for us, and that we're going to do whatever we can to preserve and defend it from all enemies, even those that are domestic. Anyway, thanks everybody, and enjoy the rest of your weekend.